When the amazing Amish family that built the barn you see behind me was assembling it back in April, they installed an optical illusion that is directly behind me that I never imagined would be saving me money once it got cold outside. It is very windy surrounding this farm. I bought New York farmland. It's in a New York protected agricultural region, which means I'm surrounded by a lot of hay fields. Hay fields are great for feeding horses. They are not great at stopping wind as it picks up across the thousands of acres of cleared land and then smashes into the barn. I have not noticed a single increase in my electric bill or the amount of propane that is being used in my in-floor radiant heat because there are a lot of different types of ingenious architectural, woodworking, energy savings types of things in my barn that the Amish installed without me even having to ask. Allow me to show you guys how windy it is today, for example, because of the hayfield across the way from me. And when it hits the door that you see behind me, you would not realize that the main entryway, the biggest part of entering my barn, is actually directly behind me, and it is hidden behind these handmade Amish barn doors. They made these doors by hand right in front of me. It was crazy that day watching them make it. I was in shock. It took them 2 seconds, and they even looked at me and said, "Good, do you like it? Do you want the X up top? Do you want it below?" And I just stood there. I was like, they're perfect. Like, I had nothing to say. I'm like, they look great. They don't need to be changed at all. They're like, great, we're gonna go ahead and install them on the outside of the actual door that needs to seal shut for code purposes, for zoning purposes. You need to have a door that latches shut with the handle, with the lever handle, for ADA compliance. If I ever am able to open the structure to the public, I needed to have the type of door that is hidden behind the barn doors behind me. I am now going to demonstrate the optical illusion. And the main door to the barn, you see it has a lot of glass, which could make it possibly not so good for wind drafts or gusts or just cold coming in through the barrier into the barn. I've grown up in upstate New York. I understand how once it's negative 20 degrees outside, how easily you spot things in your home or where you're living that are suddenly allowing the cold to seep in because it's just so cold. Pull this closer for you guys to see how beautiful the hinges, the pulley system that it's on. They went ahead and installed all of this, just picked it out. Their taste is exquisite. More impressive than anything I could have ever picked out. So they're just on a simple track. And then down below to just keep the doors from, wobbling or anything. There's just a little stopper right there that again keeps them on their track. Down below, and then in very typical Amish fashion, people would not know this, they are not tech challenged. They understand technology, modern technology quite well. They went ahead and had a keypad put on the door that they got for me. So when I wheel away something as old-fashioned as custom-made rustic Amish barn doors, I am left with something very modern, a keypad that I punch my code into to go into my barn. I'm gonna punch it in right now, but I cannot show you what that code is. Okay, it's open. Then I just push it like this. And I am inside my beautiful barn. I'm actually in the process of starting to get it ready for Christmas time. Done this one table, done the picnic table that you see behind me. But then this is what the door looks like from the inside. So if I put this down, this is the main door. Again, when they installed this, I was just impressed by, oh, how clever barn doors, oh, how pretty for pictures, how nice looking, how rustic, how ingenious, everything that they do. I never actually reflected on the fact that it would save me money. I can break down in another video the different types of energy costs that are associated with my structure. It is 2,600 square feet. Since my heat is powered by propane through in-floor radiant heat, that cuts down my electric naturally by a ton. My electric bill is less than $100 a month to power everything from microgreens towers to lights and bunny sheds to the amazing, I call these the Paul Revere lanterns that you see behind me. Less than $100. And I also would like to thank them for the different types of optical illusions that they installed in this property that I believe are contributing to the low cost associated with maintaining this property. I thought I was gonna be out, $300-400 a month to keep a place like this lit, warm, running water, and that just has not been the case. These guys have taught me that if you build a structure that combines the best of modern technology and efficiency with the old school, old world approach to building that comes with the Amish, if you take the best of both worlds, literally the future and the past, and put it together, you can create a structure, a barndominium, a barn, what have you, that does not cost you the money you think it's going to cost. Let me show you guys the other optical illusion real quick. This is the back side of the barn, or the side entrance. Same type of thing you see going on. Here's the actual door behind me that I use on a daily basis. And there are two barn doors that are also on systems that allow you to slide and pull them in. Since these ones are metal, they are screwed to the barn for the time being. There's one screw. Same thing on the other side, because you don't want these, you know, wobbling in the wind and slamming the barn just in case. So they are screwed into the side of the barn for now, but all I would have to do is loosen the screws to go ahead and move them on their tracks, as you see here, to close them in and close this door. So for example, if we're expecting really, really crazy cold temps or a blizzard or something like that, I would unscrew these doors, pull them in, and then they would provide an extra layer of protection against my main door. And again, it would help with drafts. This side of the barn is the tack room. So there is a drain in the middle of the floor and barn windows that push out. This was meant to house animals and feed. It is not meant to be a place somebody lives or is hanging out regularly. It was designed differently, and I can break that down in another video for you guys. But yeah, I have more optical illusions here on this side. All their idea. They picked out all of this, the doors, the windows, they sourced all of it from within their community, and it is so sleek, sharp, gorgeous, classy. Everything that I think every time I pull up to my barn, and I have them to thank for most of it. I came up with the general idea for the structure and the design, the very general design, and they truly did everything else. Follow along, hit the like button if you have not already. I am a first-generation farmer who is attempting to farm for the first time in my life. I am doing this solo. I have no idea what I am doing, and I am learning a little by little every day. I bought the land you see behind me, underneath me, with a loan from Farm Credit East, and I talk about my entire experience from not owning any land to now having an Amish barn on top of 6.74 acres of rural land in upstate New York. Hope you guys have been enjoying these videos. Like I always say at the end of them, $24 trillion worth of farmland is about to be for sale in this country over the next 20 years. If you have ever wanted to do this, now is the time. The land is available and it's going to be for sale. Follow along as I break down how to find the land, how to buy the land, how to work the land, how to do every freaking thing that I am doing and attempting to do here. Bye.